Hello, fellow simmers. Welcome to my channel. My name is Panos and I am a real-world A320 pilot. Today, it's my second video, and for that one I've chosen what else. So today we are testing the new Fenixsim BFU update, and in order to do that, I have chosen again a real-world service from Napoli Capodichino Airport to Madrid by ASUS, flown by Iberia utilizing A320s. Now, once more, I'm not sponsored by anyone, so any opinion here on this video is mine and only mine. For this flight today, we are utilizing the Napoli scenery from RD presets and the magnificent Madrid scenery by ASUS from Latin VFR. And of course, the brand new BFU update from Fenixsim. So without any additional talking, let's jump in the cockpit and start with the procedures as they are done in the real world. Now we are in the cockpit. Today's very important video for me, as this is the first time I'm using lossless scaling, this very nice add-on, the application actually, still. I can't say, guys, I have to say that before I had this application, but I didn't know how to use it. So for these reasons, I ended up having only 30 to 35 frames with this aircraft and the PNTG aircraft, so a little bit more with the PNTG aircraft, but significantly lower frames with the inbuilt A350. For this reason, I've seen a lot of videos, especially the one that helped me a lot was the one from QPilot 8, which basically it was a tutorial on how to use lossless scaling. And I have to say, it was magnificent. So now using this technology and this application, I'm able to get 120 frames. It's perfect, it's very smooth, as you can see in the cockpit. I can do pretty much anything. I can look to the left, to the right. Perfect, it's perfect. So now, with the real world procedures, as they are done, starting with the co-pilot, CM2, down on the ground, starting with the preliminary cockpit preparation checklist. And you can find this checklist in the QRH. So let's start with that. Preliminary cockpit preparation. Of course, just to mention, we assume that we have done the safety exterior inspection, which is checking if the wheel chocks are in place. Let's look at that. They are in place, as you can see. Perfect. The landing gear doors are in position, as we can see here. And this means that they are closed over there. And the APU area has been checked and it's clear of every obstacle. So now, once more in the cockpit, with the preliminary cockpit preparation. For that reason, we check engine masters off. Let's get rid of this. And let's apply template to this aircraft. We use with the Honeycomb from Bravo. So engine masters off, engine mode selector normal, weather radar, which is operational on this build, is off at the moment. Perfect. Wind shear, predicted wind shear is off. Weather radar gain as required. So according to this MSNs, we will set the gain to 8. As mentioned in the previous videos, that's because of the historical data they're utilizing in the weather radars. And it's kind of wrong on these builds, on these MSNs. So for these reasons, we use 8 until flight level 150. Thereafter, we can set it to calibrate. Weather radar mode, we should set it to weather and turbulence scent hazard. Landing gear lever down. Both wipers are set to off. So now for the batteries, check 27.3, 27.4, which is above 25.5. So batteries on. And external power, since it's available, of course, on. Now we should wait a little bit, the aircraft, perform the initial tests. Meanwhile, on this time, we can take advantage actually of this time to switch on and set the lights. And the brightness, the way the radar goes to maximum. We're not gonna need the map light. Let's set the brightness of the EFB to maximum. Perfect. Let's leave the EFB to start a little bit. So flat lights, we're not gonna need them. The integral light goes to on. Let's move this captain seat as well as the first officer seat a little bit out of the way. Very nice. And now on the captain side, again, once more the same. And once more the map light, we are not gonna need. The brightness of the captain seat be once more to maximum. What else? Here the standby horizon. Very nice movement, I should say, from Phoenix. And have this off before we continue with the rest of the preliminary. So it's gonna be APU fire test. We check the APU fire test. Perfect. In the APU, at the moment, we don't have any temperature indicator. We switch it on once we start the body. So all IR mode selector going to NAV. ICAM oxygen pressure, hydraulic quantity and engine oil quantity. Let's check there. Oxygen pressure 1800 is good. Engine oil quantity before the FedEx go out. Very nice. Hydraulic quantity is within limits, of course. Flaps 0 on the engine warning display and 0 on the lever. Speed brake lever disarmed. Retracted, accumulator brake pressure checked, a little bit lower from the green band, but it's okay within limits. Parking brake handle it's on. And brake pressure indicator check. This one indicates the yellow pressure. So it's gonna be the parking brakes. Now cockpit lights and DFB initializing, and with that completed, we are good to continue with the acceptance. Now for the acceptance, both the CM1 and CM2 are participating. For this reason, we press the recall button for 3 seconds. It's normal. We check the technical log if something is written from the previous crew. So assume there is nothing written. So no MEL, no CDL items. And then we check the OEBs. So for this aircraft, let's say we have no OEBs. And that concludes the preliminary cockpit preparation checklist. Now, for the rest, we have the emergency equipment in the cockpit, which let me put that out of the way. Let's open the door. So for this reason, we have gloves, crash tags, fire extinguisher, torch, the life vests, and the emergency escape rope. And of course, the portable breathing equipment, which is not there. It should be somewhere. Anyway, it's only that. Look at that cabin. We check the rain repellent over there, which is in the green bag, and all the CPs that are in. No CPs pushed out. Perfect. Then we check the gear pitch, which should be over there. Personally, I prefer to check that the gear pitch are missing from the points they should be placed outside the plane during the walk-around. And now it's time for the walk-around. So let's send the pilot not flying, so the pilot monitoring for the walk-around. And I will continue with the preparation of the cockpit of the pilot flying. Now, we start with the overhead panel. Let's do it with the camera, like that. So, first apply on, ground control auto, take the CVR. We have the terrain fault during alignment. The evacuation command should be initiated only by the captain. Goes to auto. Navigation and local lights, I tend to use them for every flight, and I tend to use them according to the date. So today it's an even date, it's the 2nd of August. It goes to number 2. Seatbelts later on, after refueling has been completed, no smoking photo, emergency exit lights to R. Cabin pressure auto, air conditioning panel set, a little bit lower with the temperatures. Electrical panel check. We check the batteries as well, the electrical panel. So batteries off and again on. And check on the electrical SD page that the current drops within 5 seconds if I remember correctly, 10 seconds if I remember correctly, below 66 amperes, which is the case for us today. So we continue with the rest of the preparation. Perfect. Fuel pumps, let's leave them off for the moment until refueling has been completed. Hydraulic panel sets, engine fire tests. Number 1. Every test, every light on. Number 2. Number 2 is completed. The third ACP. Let's reduce the volume over the knob over there. And now on the third RNP, we tend to use a frequency which is dedicated to the operations of each company. I'm going to select a random frequency, which is okay and works for me in case we need it. Otherwise, we leave it on data for the ACAS. And now continue with the main panel. So the glacis, gonna be VOR, stay. We take the oxygen. That is working. The second one is working as well. Check the time, everything. Now it's time, let's go to the pedestal as well. and set these ACP knobs as well. Perfect. Where the radar has already been set, multi-scan node of ground clutter is to auto as well. We check the switching is normal, pressurization is normal, the outflow valve is set, there is no significant messages. And now we check the annunciator lights. We should see that everything is working. Over here also the cockpit door lights, also on the main panel. And with that completed, we continue with the rest of the pedestal, which involves actually the second officer, the first officer, I'm sorry, ACP. And that is completed as well. So we check transponder to number 2 as first officer is the one flying. And with that completed, we can continue with the MCDU preparation and the charts. And of course, everything else. So before that, we check on the captain side, since he has already returned from the walk around all the stuff, involving the Aegis control panel and the oxygen test. Perfect. Both oxygens are perfectly working, so we will continue with the MCDU preparation. Now, for this reason, I'm using the Winwing MCDU, the magnificent Winwing MCDU. And let's start. I'm sorry, guys. First of all, we have to study the flight plan in order to check what we are going to need. So for this reason, we are going there. The EFB, pilot briefing, flight plan. We have Iberia 980, 2nd of August, of course. Call sign is also Iberia 980. The aircraft is Echo Charlie India Echo Golf. It's an Airbus A320 with CFM engines. 12:45 is the standard time of departure. We will try our best to be on time. Post index 30, and with the average wing component of head 33, makes sense that the air distance is gonna be more. Now, we're expecting an above maximum landing weight takeoff. And we should check actually the maximum amount of fuel we can carry on top of the minimum fuel, which today, because of the landing weight, should be actually 800 kilograms. And for this reason, let's see here, it's 900 kilograms, so we're more or less there. The initial climbs, most probably we will omit 190. We will climb directly to 340 according to the ATC. And let's see, as we can see, the minimum fuel is 9.1. Now, we're arriving at 15:10 hours. So for this reason, I'm gonna check the weather. Actually, I prefer to check initially the charts, a significant weather chart, to get the big picture of our flight. So for this reason, first of all, the low altitude chart at 12 UTC shows us some clouds over Madrid, but nothing significant. Most probably some rain showers, but it's only that. The high level significant weather charts show nothing at all. It shows also a lot of headwind, some headwind actually during our departure and our flight, and that's it. So let's proceed with the weather now, the individual weather, expecting a 15:10 arrival. So, Napoli Capodichino. At the moment, some scattered clouds, and the TAF generally talks about scattered clouds and nothing else until the time we're leaving. Southerly winds, we are utilizing runway 24. At Madrid, now it's Cabo K, and the general TAF talks about variable winds up to 5 knots, Cabo K. Looks like we will have some northerly winds, 010 10 gust to ND, by the time we are arriving, which is good for us. And a probability 30%, temper, thunderstorm rain with few TCU and few CBs at the airport. Now, our primary alternate, Valencia. 100 degrees 7 knots, Cabo K, high temperatures, of course, it's summer. And then we have becoming at 18 Zulu variable 4 and nothing else, so really not significant weather. And the rest of the alternates, Zaragoza, again Cabo K, Barcelona, of course, they are expecting some rain and drizzle, but after midnight, so it's gonna be good for us. The weather is perfect with only some scattered clouds, and Alicante as well the same. Now that we have checked that, we check also how much more fuel we need for the other airports. Perfect, so nothing significant. 400 kilograms for Zaragoza. $700 kilograms for Barcelona, and some 300 kilograms for Alicante. For the operational impacts, nothing really significant. And for that, we can see that we have also the contingency 10 minutes, which in any case, we are not going to need it for any deviation weather-wise and so. So after arriving at Madrid, we pretty much will be able to proceed even to Zaragoza and with a little bit of luck to Barcelona as well. NOTAM-wise, nothing really significant, as we can see here. Some obstacles in Napoli. Madrid, some indicator lights, some drones flying over the area, of course, to ride in the NOTAMs. And we will check later on some rapid exits, Lima 4, Lima 42 and Alpha 22, most probably they are on the other runway, they to left. Oh, again, some drones. They use also a cut EU wake turbulence separation which implies the light, medium, the light heavy, the medium heavy, and so on aircraft. Generally, we need behind the heavy aircraft more or less 1 minute and 40 seconds, according to this cut. And pretty much I can see anything that can affect us in Madrid. Basics left closed, but it's not affecting us. They use these runways for departures. And low intensity of white lights, Papi, runway 32 left. Okay. Should be very nice weather anyway. And ILS twist 32 left. Aircraft type Delta, it's not our case. Perfect. Valencia, it's only warning about the ILS runway 12, possible impact of high temperatures from barometric altitude. So we should keep an eye on that, but anyway, the weather is perfect. For Saragossa, it's the same. Well, anyway, there is really nothing to worry about. So we can proceed and decide for the fuel, which today there are no company notams affecting us. So for us today, I'm planning to take the minimum fuel of 9.1. And with that also completed, let's go there. Let's go to mass imbalance. Let's put 9.1 over there. We always round up the fuel, guys. Always. And with that completed, let's apply and load the aircraft, and let's go for instant loading. Perfect. Okay. And with that completed, now we can proceed to the MCDU in order to prepare our departure. Now, FMCC, A320-200, the engines are valid in the databases, the active one, till 6th of August. On the second MCDU, first officer, we initialize the flight. So, let's request. We have Iberia 980, very nice, that's our flight. From Napoli to Madrid, alternate is Valencia, perfect. Estimated time on route 2 hours 10 minutes, that's very good. So it has been completed. And now actually it's a good time to file our flight and connect to a network of BATSIM. Flight plan file. Flying an A320, and our circle for today is Quebec Romeo Golf Kilo. Perfect. Now we have been connected. Very good. So let's tune the 80s 135 975. and on the primary is gonna be the Honeycomb frequency. Now there is nobody online, so we will request the weather and not any aids. Meta, yes, 10. And let's check here the received methods. Should be also the load sheet. Preliminary one, this of P, accept, we'll see later on. Preliminary one, accept. And this one is the final, we will see later on. Weather data, 2309, variability 190 and 260, 10 kilometers, Q clouds of 4000, 29 degrees, QNH 1012. Let's set the QNH 1012 everywhere. 1012 and 1012. And now let's continue. So init request. And we have Napoli to Madrid, alternate Valencia, and proceed with the rest using the OFP. Iberia 980 is the code sign. Using context of 30, and initially we discussed 340. For the taxi, let's use 200. Let's leave the flags as it is for the moment. Here we are going to set runway 06 for arrival, it's long enough. Now for the departure, we use and utilize the runway 24 RNAV initial climb, 10-3 alpha is a play. To Gemma, and the other is a DOPA 7 Golf. And let's see what we have here. Departure end of runway 24, 1200 feet, perfect, and left to Gemma. Speed is 185 on both of them, and Gemma is at 6000 or above. And then we are utilizing chart 10-3 hotel. There is no initial climb anyway. From Gemma should be Roman November 617, a DOPA, and that's it. Should be at or above 110. Thereafter, Yankee 159 Tagger, Betot, Gokmi, Tupu, Kupim, Suksher, Morse, Mike 603, Charlie Delta Papa, November 73, to Prado. And for Prado, we have Prado 3 Delta with, let's see, ILS Zulu 3 to I. ILS 3 to I Zulu, Prado 3 Delta. And we are via Rudder. Very nice. Let's give it a check that we have set it correctly. Plan 40 and Prado, Mike Delta 550, Sirgu, Rugby, and all the arrival. With the ground. Now, we are going to set the alternate flight plan, of course. So, Madrid, departure. If to write no departure, we know about that. So, we proceed to Nando, direct. And from Valencia, we are going to use ILS Zulu, let's say 1, 2, with Mabux to Delta. And let's see what we have here for that. We have Mabux to Delta, which goes to Opera. Then from Opera we have ILS Zulu 1, 2. Perfect. No discontinuity set, nothing. Perfect. So we have that way the whole arrival and the alternate flight plan. The next thing we are gonna do is to set the radio aids for the conventional departure should the case be to lose the RNAV capabilities. So we look at chart 10-C Charlie. And for this reason, we are going to set Napoli DME, November Alpha Papa. 110.95 is the correct frequency, perfect. And then Sorrento, POR, 112.2 and 160. And on the secondary, I will leave this procedure because there are some mountains in front of us. We will continue to Sorrento. Actually, you know what? As I'm seeing here on the chart, we have a point with a holding over the sea, the final of runway 06, which is called Oleva. So, after 2 points, I'm gonna set Oleva, which is at 15 miles. I will set a holding over there, which is 4.2 nautical miles holding with 051 and right turns, 4.2 nautical miles. And that's it. And from there, I'm gonna choose new destination, Napoli, ILS Zulu 06 via Oliva. Perfect. The initial climb should be at 4,000 feet, which is a minimum holding altitude. And for the rest, the performance, I have 2309. Transition level, assume 9 at 0. Temperature 29, QNH 1012. Now with that said, let's look at the minimums, 680. Actually, with minimum approach climb, missed approach climb gradient of 2.5, I'm gonna set 950. We want to use that runway only in case of engine failure. So that would be the case. We see no optimums, of course, until we set the weights. So for the weights, the initial and the anticipated, according to the flight plan, 60.6. Let's put it generic 0.030. For the float, 9.1. Perfect. 69.5 is the anticipated takeoff weight, which is correct. 5.3, which is more or less okay, but we don't have any winds yet. Let's get the wind. And what else now? We can see actually if there are any noise abatement of the departure. Oh, no. What it says actually only is jet aircraft shall comply with initial climb and SID procedure until passing 5,000. And that is working for us. So we have the wind. Let's go with the Airbus generic. 1,000 feet, the task reduction. 1,500 LDL, of course, every time, the acceleration. And with that completed, now we have 500 extra, which I told you guys it's more than enough to proceed even to Barcelona, especially when we have the route reserve of 0.3 added there. Now, that's always a good time for briefing. Perfect. So for the briefing, PM checks the data inserted on the MCDU and then starts with the briefing. First of all, before we start with the briefing, now APU is going to on. Also the seat belts on. 3 seconds pass. Relax. APU on. Perfect. MCDU. Now, what we have here, we have the briefing. Napoli, Capodichino Airport, runway 24, a Dopo 7 Golf departure. The plates we are going to use, it's 10-3 Alpha, effectivity 28th of December 23, and thereafter 10-3 Hotel, again the same effectivity. MSA in the area, 8,400, anyway we are climbing straight ahead to the sea, and at least for 5 to 8 miles we are with the sea. Some obstacles to the left and to the right, only which they are not affecting us. Initial climb expecting from the ATC. So let's put a generic 5,900 according to the first constraint. And extra fuel 500 or 15 minutes. So now pilot flying, perfect. I'm expecting today pushback facing actually south over to Alpha, and then via Quebec, Romeo, all the way proceed via only intermediate holding Tango Sierra 1 all the way to Golf holding point runway 24. Engine out is exactly straight ahead, point Oliva as discussed, holding turret public. Entry of the holding should be parallel or teardrop, whichever is more convenient at the time. And the return is gonna be for runway ILS 06. With that completed, I do not see any supplementary or special operation for the threads. Okay, for the threads, it's gonna be the high terrain as discussed. So terrain on ND, most probably on both sides. I do not see any significant clouds and weather. For the climb gradient already discussed, could be over there, some obstacles, you will see. So most probably we will use optimum flaps configuration. This is gonna be 1, despite of 2. And actually nothing else, I have to say. And nothing else on my side. Perfect, so briefing completed. Briefing completed. We have cockpit preparation checklist. Cockpit preparation checklist, gear piece and covers, remove. Fuel quantity. We have 9,100 kilograms, fuel is balanced. Seat belts on, it is, adheres. Nav, bar ref QNH1012. QNH1012 cockpit preparation checklist completed. And with that as well completed, let's go. 3 minutes already have passed since we started the APU. So for this reason, external power goes to off, the APU bleed goes to on. Now it's a good time to switch on all those fuel pumps as well and remove the external air. Also the GPU, we are not gonna need it anymore. With that completed, now we assume that we have the load sheet. So, sorry for that guys. Let's go and check the load sheet. That's the final one. Compliance with edition number 3. IB980, 2nd of August 25. Napoli to Madrid. Echo Charlie, India Echo Golf. 2, flight 2 and 4, cabin 2. Perfect. So now we are going to insert the data. Zero fuel weight 60.6. 60.6. Max zero fuel weight 32.7. And with block 9.1, we're expecting a takeoff weight of 69.5. 69.5 is correct. 174 passengers on board. The Mach takeoff 30.3, which is gonna give us more or less 0.4 down. The proper procedure is to check here on the trim wheel. 30.3, somewhere here, 0.4 down. Well, I've learned them by heart, especially with the CO aircraft. I'm flying them for 10 to 11 years. And we will check that one with the takeoff application. So now we go once more to the tablet. Departure performance, think loads final, 69.5 and 30.3. Flaps optimum at the moment, dry runway, no toggle, at the ISO, packs on. Think live weather, again, 2309, 29 degrees, 1012. Calculate. As you can see, down 0.4. And it gives us flap steer. Okay, we don't want to take off with flap steer. Gets flaps 55. Let's choose flaps 2, 54. Flaps 1, 53, but I prefer flaps 1 due to the climb performance. This one and all the applications of Airbus are calculating, keeping in mind the highest flex temperature. And for this reason, they put on second place the climb requirements. Personally, I prefer flaps 1 to have better climb credit in order to clear the obstacles sooner. For this reason, flex 53, flaps 1, and speeds 142, 143, and 144. And now, clear speed 225, we have 224 on the MCDU. Very nice. I don't want any intersection. And with that completed, we have completed the preparation. We have everything set. We can close the cockpit door now. And we can request for the ATC clearance, of course. As I can see here, now I have ATC and online ATC. Let's check.
6. Contamination dry. You have received ASUS information. Alpha. This is Capodichino Airport arrival and departure ATIS information Alpha at time 1220. Tide of approach ILS Zulu. Runway in use 24. Wind, touchdown and stop end, 230 degrees at 9 knots. Direction variable between 190 degrees and 260 degrees. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Cloud few clouds at 4000. Temperature 29 degrees. 2.19 degrees. QNH 1012 hectopascals. Trend, no significant changes. Transition level 905. Runway conditions code 666. Contamination dry. You have received ATIS information. Alpha.
So it's only the transition level which is 905. The rest is the same and we are expecting runway 24 as discussed. Perfect. Now we can close the door as well and we can ask for startup and ATC clearance. So the frequency for us which is online today is 134.2. That's the proper frequency. Nobody's talking. So maybe it's time for us to talk. Give me some seconds, guys, to put on my glasses. Information Alpha. Let's go. Capodichino traffic, good day. Iberia 980, San 21. Airbus A320 information Alpha requesting ATC clearance to Madrid.
Iberia 980 Roma, ciao, information Alpha is correct, QNH 1012, clear to Madrid via Tiller, EDOPA 7 Golf, 6050 initial and the transponder code 1216.
To destination Madrid, the Dopa 7 Golf, departure runway 24, climb initially 6,000 feet, squawk 1216, Iberia 980.
Iberia 980, readback is correct, report when ready for pushback and startup.
Will to Iberia 980. So guys, now we have 6,000 feet already set. Alpha was correct, squawk is 1216. And once more, we have set this to on in order for Phoenix to work on the ground. That it was not fixed. Perfect. So now I'm going to GSX, prepare for pushback in order to remove everything. Let's check outside. Okay, they are removing it there. Iberia 980 ready for push and start.
Iberia 980 pushback and startup is approved facing east.
Push and start approved facing east. Iberia 980 facing east. We'll see how we're going to do that. Beacon on. And with that completed, before start checklist. Before start checklist, parking brake. Parking brake is set over there. Takeoff speed and thrust. We have 142, 143, 144, flex 5T. 142, 143, 144, flex 5T. Windows closed and beacon on. Beacon is on before start checklist completed. Let's see now how this pushback is working. I'm not pretty much sure, but we are going to push back facing east. Let's see. Let's put nose left.
brakes.
Parking brakes
Command C,
release.
push. All engines clear.
1302. So we have 20 minutes. It's gonna be a good delay because I was a little bit late from the work today. We had a little bit of delay in my flight. So now, for the engines, let's wait a little bit. The tablets go to flight mode. Let's go on that way for the captain. Guys, I should say that I'm gonna leave the power cable. I should say that the looseless scaling is working perfectly. Look, crisp movement, at all. Perfect at all. Okay, the pushback is not very good, but anyway, we are clear to start the engines, nobody behind. Let's see. Starting.
Iberia 980, Napoli ground is now open. Contact him 121.9 and talk to you later, Charles.
121.9, we'll see you later. Iberia 980.
Set parking brakes.
980, sorry, my mistake is 118.5. Talk to you later.
118.5. See you later. 980. One to 19 for the ground. SID is already set and checked. Perfect. So sequence 2 then 1. Starting number 2. Check. And starting 2. Napoli ground bomb pomeriggio from Iberia 980. Just checking in. We have already pushed back. We will contact you for taxi. Let's see 118.5. Something else written actually on the pilot. But anyway, okay, starting number 1. Number 1 is clear, starting 1. Okay. Napoli ground, bomb pomeriggio, Iberia 980, just checking in, already pushed back, will contact you for taxi, sir. No answer.
Push your start.
119. Perfect. Time check for the 2 minutes. Very nice. Confirm we
Cockpit to
can
ground.
start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear. No truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, I have the guy with the pin. Have to start flaps 1.
Napoli ground, ciao pomeriggio, Itarro 1298 with Bravo, requesting park clearance to destination.
And the correct and proper procedure to do that, stabilize the trim, is to set it course with the wheel, placing the arrow on the 30.4, and then move a little bit the start speed to get the fine tuning of that.
Departure, squawk 5110, can you repeat
Perfect.
the
After start
altitude?
checklist. After start checklist, at the eyes, it's off.
Next is Itarro
Make a
1298.
status check.
Destination Galaxy 7 Juliet.
Here,
Runway 24.
30.3.
Initial climb 6,000 feet. Squawk is
Perfect. And
5101.
the other trim, it's neutral. Perfect. After start checklist, completed.
7 Juliet departure, initial climb is 6,000 feet, squawk 5101, Itarro 1298.
Itarro 1298. Respect fully correct. Report ready. Push start.
We report ready, Itarro 1298.
Napoli ground bomb pomeriggio Iberia 980 already pushback requesting taxi.
Iberia 980. Taxi to holding point. Golf. Runway 24 via Quebec. Then Romeo. Then Tango Sierra.
Quebec, Romeo, Tango, Sierra, holding point Golf, runway 24. Iberia 980. So we have the taxi clearance, runway turn off, no slides. We have clear left, clear right, some glitches over there.
426 Van Enervision. Ferry on board, requesting start from outside.
Quebec,
Alpine 4261, clear to destination via Denver 7 Golf
Yes,
departure,
then live.
runway 24, initial climb 6,000 feet, squawk 5102.
First to Malta
Ooh.
by Dock 7 Golf departure, out of runway 24, initial climb to 6,000 feet
Let's check
and
the
close
base.
502, Alpine 4261.
Alpine 4261, please repeat the flight.
again overshooting. And now according to the chart, we should go on the middle lane.
Alpine 4261, please repeat the message.
Oh, sorry, Alpine
Probably the cabin is
4261
fine.
to
Perfect.
Malta by Dock 7 Golf departure, out of runway 24, initial climb to 6,000
Cabin is
feet
secure.
and close
Perfect.
502.
The temperature is above 55 degrees, so takeoff config, normal.
Alpine 4261, read
Okay.
fully correct. Report ready for push start.
So report ready for push start, Alpine 4261, thank you.
And we can see the arrow here leading us to Tango Sierra. Perfect. Now that I am a single pilot operating this aircraft, it's a good practice to taxi a little bit slowly in order to catch up everything that it happens during taxi. Once we are out of the populated area, let's say, of the airport, I will go with the flight control check. Straight ahead, we can see the mountains of Napoli. And over there now, we can see Mount Vesuvius, the volcano. That's a mountain over there. Very good. have even the 5 minutes if it was the first flight of the day. Clear right side, clear left side, and we follow now the straight line towards runway 24. Very good. Flight control set. Go ahead, pull up, pull down, neutral, pull left,
Iberia 980 report holding short, holding point. Go.
neutral. Say again for Iberia 980.
Iberia 980, please report holding short of holding point Golf runway 24.
Will report holding short of runway 24 holding point Golf, Iberia 980. Okay. Rudder check. Pull left, pull right, neutral. Flight control check my side. Now follows the takeoff briefing confirmation. We are not gonna need the moving map anymore since it's a straight line, and at the end of this straight line it's gonna be the holding point. Perfect. So we're changing to the weather. 340. Now and we have briefing confirmation. It's gonna be a DOPA 7 Golf runway 24 straight initially to the left. If we lose our nav capabilities, initial we will go straight on the runway and at 1200 feet, but not further than 2.8 from Napoli, we will turn left on heading 178 and we will intercept inbound course 160 to Sorrento VOR. Gross weight 69.5 above maximum landing weight, configuration 1 plus F, flex 53, 6,000 initial climb, speeds 142, 144. Check, no questions. Perfect, taxi checklist. Taxi checklist. Flight control. Check. Class setting, config 1 plus F. Config 1 plus F.
Itero 1298.
Radar predicted wind shear.
The code.
Later on, engine mode selector, normal. And ICA memo, takeoff, no clue. Taxi checklist completed. Now I don't know why they included radar predicted wind shear on taxi checklist. Normally it should
Itero 1298.
turn
Push
on
start is
during
approved.
lineup.
Push
Anyway.
facing west.
We ain't gonna need the weather
10.
radar today.
12.
The performance is awesome. This is awesome. I love it. I really love it.
And the ground, we hear you very badly. I just understand pushback facing south. That's correct.
Negative. Itero 1298. Push start is approved. Pushing west. QNH is 1012.
West signature 1012. Thank you very much. Dado 128.
Open 426 pan, ready for pushing start.
Alpine 4261. Push start is approved. Push phasing east.
We can see also, guys, that
10.
there is a minimum climb gradient we have to achieve during the initial climb in the charts due to the mountain's terrain. For this reason, it's not actually on this iPad of Phoenix, but on real world iPads, we can modify the runway and we can set this minimum climb gradient. And if we cannot achieve it, we will have another warning. Then we will have to choose some other methods in order to achieve it, either dog up or less flap instead of 2, for instance, and so on. There are always ways in order to do that. And now we're approaching holding point Golf. Iberia 980 approaching holding point Golf, fully ready.
Iberia 980, contact Roma radar on 134.2.
342, Iberia 980, grazie mille, ciao.
Ciao, buona giornata.
Roma radar, buon pomeriggio again, Iberia 980, holding point 24, fully ready.
Iberia 980 Roma, ciao. Again, runway 24 clear for takeoff, wind 210 knots.
Runway 24 clear for takeoff, Iberia 980. Perfect. Guys, we are clear for takeoff. Scopes on, landing lights on, of course. APU off and the ISO packs are on. Let's line up with the runway and continue with the rest of the items. We write down the takeoff fuel in order to do the fuel checks during the cruise phase. So 8.9. Now we should be a little bit slow. However, this is not the case in the real world. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Thank you. Terrain on and on both sides. And now it's a lineup checklist. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway. Runway 24. Runway 24. TCAS. TARA. Now it says radar predicting wind shear off and auto. And packs 1 and 2, both packs are on. Lineup checklist completed and we are clear for takeoff. Oh, stop. Let's give a little bit fast. Right side clear and approach path is clear. And left side is clear as well. We can check with the localizer runway 24 as well. Perfect. Ready. Takeoff. Good. Manual flex 5P, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue. Okay. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up, and nav.
Iberia 980 identified, continue climb level 170.
Continue climb 170, Iberia 980. Okay.
Iberia 980 passing 5,000 feet, proceed directed OPA, free speed.
Pass 5,000 feet, directed OPA, free speed, Iberia 980, grazie mille. So thrust climb, auto thrust 17,000, blue, autopilot 2. And passing 5,000, he said free speed and continue to EDOPA. At the moment, we have the speed restriction, but since we are not allowed to fly below a speed. We should now change to expedite climb in order to go to S3. Let's check the weather radar a little bit. I can see some clouds over there. But I don't get any returns. So 5,000 set direct EDOPA. EDOPA confirm. EDOPA confirm. Nav. And now let's go climb. We don't gonna need any anti-ice. Flaps 0. Speed check. Flaps 0. Very good. And let's get established a little bit onto the climb after 10,000 feet in order to comment a little bit about the new control behavior.
Bene, 980 non fare vestissimo 82.8, ciao.
280 Iberia 980, grazie mille, ciao. Transition, set standard. Standard, cross check passing flight level 86 now. Check. No further clouds. Horizon. And now it's time for the Unicorn. Guys, it's awesome. I'm getting steadily 120 frames. It's awesome. $10,000 feet checks. Stand by a little bit for the seatbelts. With the nose to drop down. Airport, airport. And now we have here now. Stand by for the secondary. Okay, we have cruise 340, optimum 340, max 370. Perfect, we are going 340 initially. Here also Madrid. Right. That one, airplane. So, Iberia 980 request flight level 340 is final. Copy Iberia 980, continue climb flight level 340. Climb flight level 340, Iberia 980. Flight level 340 blue. And now, seatbelts off. Seatbelts off. We can set that to auto. And I'm gonna check that we have it on auto. Very nice. We can get rid of the charts. And as we are climbing, I would like to take the opportunity now to talk a little bit about the rotation of the new update. I have set the controls as I support to do so, as suggested actually in the Phoenix blog. So they were on linear. And I must say, guys, that the behavior of the aircraft during rotation was exactly the same like the real one. All jokes aside now, guys, I was flying today, the real aircraft. I was at board. And I did 2 takeoffs and another 2 yesterday. So pretty much I can remember how the aircraft was behaving during the takeoff. 100% sure that the aircraft was behaving the real way, as it should be. We will check the landing as well, but regarding the takeoff, well done, Phoenix. Nice job. Bravo, guys. Bravo. And now there is really not much to say. I'm waiting for the aircraft to catch a cruising level. Approaching now guys, flight level 340. The aircraft is quite heavy yet, 68 tons. That's a variant actually with maximum land weight of 64.5. There's no point to discuss that. We know about it. $1,000 to go, so Mach vertical speed plus 1,000. 10. Now, according to the semicircular rule of the Italy, France and Spain, which is going to the south, even levels, and going to the, I'm sorry guys, to the north, actually going to the south, odd levels, going to the north, even levels. After Port Gokni, we should climb at 350. We will see, maybe according to the ATC, we can maintain 340 for later on usage, and we'll see about that. At the moment, Alt Star, there, tickers below, of course, copy active, and now is the time for the system check. Alt cruise. Some vibrations over there. We'll see how that goes. We'll keep an eye on that. So, packs are working perfectly. Outflow valve is working perfectly. We can check the vertical speed, if it's going down or up continuously. Actually, it's the sign of something is happening. At the moment, it's good. Electrical system working perfect. Hydraulic system as well. We check the fuel. We sum up the fuel in order to check if we have any fuel leak. So the sum here it's 9,060, which is more or less the fuel we left from Naples, which is good. The imbalance is good. The temperatures are good, right side. The brakes temperature is perfect. And with that completed and out of the way, I'm gonna leave you here. The pilot monitoring now is going to make some fuel checks. So the initial is gonna be after the top of climb, on the first point after the top of climb, so here method, and then after 1 hour maximum every 1 hour. So I'm gonna leave you now guys with the cruise phase, and I will be back later on with the descent preparation, the descent phase and the approach to Madrid. Thank you for the moment. Enjoy the flight.
Julie Golfan corretta. Welling 66 Whiskey Bravo, descend altitude 5,000 feet. The QNH 1014.
Descend altitude 5,000, QNH 1014, Welling 66 Whiskey Bravo.
Here we are, guys, again, as we are approaching now Madrid airport, and we are preparing ourselves for the descent, for the arrival preparation, and for the approach. So, we are active with the ATC of Barcelona radar. That is the reason actually that you may listen to some ATC throughout the arrival. And now I'm going to prepare myself with the arrival. First of all, actually we need to obtain some weather. So since there is no ATC available, we are going to use the weather function.
Lufthansa 74 Kilo.
Not the 80.
Push and start approved. Face to the
So weather request. Madrid
Start
airport.
approved to the east, Lufthansa 7 for Kilo.
I'm sorry, guys.
7 for
Meta.
kilos. Check the squawk 4416
Request.
for you.
Yeah, 4416
should
squawk
check
in the
the
box,
message now.
Lufthansa 7 for Kilo.
Messages, weather date.
Condor 9 Tango Whiskey,
What
is
we
it
can see
to
here,
possible?
Direct Babu.
Madrid,
Let me send you to Palma approach for that counter Palma approach
variability
11940
between 260 and 010, okay. 35 degrees, QNH 1040.
Ground Italia 72 Victor, runway 12, clear to land, winds 110 degrees, 9
So,
knots.
our press report, this is the QNH on the standby, 1014. And then,
Alpine
we continue with the
1710,
aircraft
Emirates Space,
preparation.
wish to the advisory 122,
So today we are expecting
122 decimal A, adios.
the Prado Delta arrival. 10-2 Echo is a plate.
Shan 3803,
8118.25 fire, I'm gonna set
122
it
decimal A, adios.
right now. 118.55.
Difference 3803.
Welling 57 Romeo Juliet, listo puesta en marcha de retroceso, están 2 y 2.
There it is.
Dos Welling llamaron al mismo tiempo.
Elevation
¿A quién llamó?
almost 2,000 feet. Arnav arrival. Price of tracking is below Prado at 2,800. MSC 10,000. And then we check every point. We have also descent and altitude and speed restrictions.
Boeing 571, you still have Tebla waypoint.
So, we are going to then MCDU now.
56 Mike vacated 19.
Prado
Boeing
is
571, turn left. hex
minus
330,
210, which is
descend
correct. Thereafter is
2,300
Mike Delta 550, which is set or above flight level 150. Thereafter is Tirku.
Boeing 571, turn left hex
Between
2,
10,000
left
and flight
heading
level 140.
330, descend 2,300 feet.
10,000, flight level 140. The speed limit is at 220. Correct. Route B,
Welding 571, turn left heading 330,
Total
descend
above 8,000 with speed
2,300.
220. And after it would be, we will transition it to the ILS Zulu 3 to right. The plate is 11-10.
0156
Activities
Mike,
13th July
Delta
23.
stand 17.
The MSA is via Papa Delta Tango VOI, which is not pretty much main use for us. Anyway, it would be the 8,000. Thereafter, Mike Delta 570, 7,000. Or above. Mike Delta 575, 6,000 or above.
Welding 4A Juliet,
Yeah,
November with our
yeah,
contact line, so level 320.
220, welding 4A Juliet November.
Which is 5,000.
Welding 1 Echo Bravo,
Or
al
above,
punto de
okay.
0 vía Bravo Alfa.
Fox India 3 to right, which is 5,000. This is the final descent point. Then,
Barcelona control.
we are going to follow the localizer course.
Level 140.
Perfect.
Casa 74A bar,
Minus 3 degrees is the climb.
Climb, so level 360.
The minimum size
360.
2094. They go around the procedure. Stay ahead
for taxi.
Lufthansa 74 Kilo taxi, holding point 24 left.
to
VS
5.6 from the ILS.
Grounding point 24 left.
Left,
Juliet Kilo
290 from Sierra Yankee until 9.3.
Running 37 X-ray go
Okay.
Barcelona, identify Loris 1
Then,
Papa. Expect the other
234 from Charlie November Roma.
Boiling
Until
571, turn
14
left heading
Jamie.
270, final vector,
And
clear the
then
other
left
224 right.
150. What's actually if 150 inbound course Victor Tango Bravo to
ET17 Delta Mike, flight level 370.
and we are going to climb at 6.
Boiling 571, turn left
1,000
heading
feet.
270, clear the other 224 right.
Now for Adna, I'm gonna set stairs here. So
Boiling 571,
It's
turn left heading
290.
270, clear the other 224 right.
thereafter Charlie November Roma. 107.3, which is radial 234. The next VOR after the go around if
Who's
needed.
checking in?
ILS is 109.1
ET17 Delta
with
Mike.
322, which is correct.
Easy 17 Delta Mike, Barcelona control, radar contact, clear the
The
Loris 1
descent
Papa,
looks good to
expect
me,
the other
299,
224 left.
always standard.
Loris 1 Papa, ILS
For the minimums.
24 left, ET17 Delta Mike.
Boiling 66,
2094.
Whiskey Bravo, descend 3,000 feet, clear the other 206.
And let me
Descent
check
3000 cleared,
the
Island
weather
Zulu,
once more.
runway 06, Boeing 66 Whiskey Bravo.
We have 0107,
Barcelona, muy buenas. Va 7 con Ander, la PA 4 Foxtrot a través de 2400.
35,
Bar 7, Colombia, muy buena,
1014.
Barcelona, ahora Tony, está en contacto, radar, ascenso a nivel de vuelo 80.
Ascenso 80, muy buenas. Va 7 con Ander.
Ryanair 9938,
Transition level
switch
should
to
be
right
at
3122A, adios.
With this
22, decimal A, thank you. Ryanair 9838.
perfect. The approach later,
58 Air, flight level 370.
and on the secondary, I'm gonna set it to left.
Or KLM 989, Barcelona identified.
That was the Delta. Route B, where the data has been already set, so the only thing I have to insert here is gonna be the minimums. 2203. And with that completed,
Outgoing 461.
we have completed the preparation. The only thing we have to do now is to check for the landing performance. And that's what I'm gonna do in a moment.
Barcelona Control, good evening. Connect 8 from Quebec, the type 737-800, stand 8 at Royce. Aircraft
So,
Glasgow.
Okay.
Shanex is Zulu Quebec, have a Barcelona control. Clear to destination, Glasgow.
Co-pilot.
1 Victor, flight plan route. Line to 5,000 feet, squawk 6267.
With that completed, landing performance, set to right, die, refresh meta,
Nut P1 Victor.
apply meta,
27. VF
landing
500,
weight
5
expected,
5,000 feet, squawk 6267.
63.9.
Janice A, Zulu Quebec, reback right. When you're ready to push approval, face to the
Auto brake low, idle reverse, manual landing, flaps full auto thrust on.
Face north.
And with that completed, we have factor landing distance of 2,600 meters, which is gonna lead us to vacate Kilo 5.
Pista 10, autorizado despegar. Viento 10 cerrado, 7 nudos.
Autorizado despegar, pista 10, Vueling 1 de poblado.
Lufthansa 74 Kilo, 24 left, clear for takeoff. With 180 degrees, 9 knots.
Hamilton for left, clear takeoff to 7 per kilo.
Kilo 5 is good for us.
Whiskey Bravo, Conta Palma. Conta Ibiza Tower, 118505. Adios.
118505, adios.
And expecting procedure via Kilo Alpha 4, Kilo Charlie 3, Kilo Charlie 2.
Request clearance to Amsterdam.
Alpha I97 Delta Zulu, Barcelona, Buenas, clear Amsterdam, Nito
Kilo
3
Charlie
Alpha,
2,
initial
Kilo
climb,
Charlie 1,
set 6,000 feet, squawk code 4435.
Alpha, Hotel 2, Hotel 3.
Clear to Amsterdam on the Mythos 3 Alpha departure, climb initial 6,000, squawk 4435, Alpha 97.
All the way.
Alpha I97 Delta Zulu, we back correct. Run at 37 X-ray Gold, the same, flight level 200.
And let's see where is Hotel 2 and Hotel 3. Alpha. Yep. Hotel 2, Hotel 3.
Vueling 5, 7,
Hotel 4, Delta 2, Delta 3.
24 izquierda, Puerta Lima Sierra, Kilo,
Perfect.
autorizado el cruce,
That's
pista
it.
0.
Expected tax. So, landing performance has been already completed. I'm not gonna need, actually I'm gonna need the iPad of the first officer. The captain is okay as it is. And since I have completed everything, we are ready for the briefing right now. Once more, pilot monitoring is looking and starting the MCDU, and then starts with the briefing.
Lunar Control, hello
Which
again.
is gonna be like
Juliet with information Charlie, request Alpha clearance to
Gravity Delta arrival. Plate number 10-2 Echo. Effectivity 20 March 25. Elevation 2000. Highest obstacle 4,800. MSA in the area 10,000. Every waypoint with constrained speed constraint has been checked.
To Munich, that's going to be
Agreed with
wishful
the
sign.
MCDU. And then we're expecting the ILS Zulu 3 to right. Plate number 11-10. Effectivity 13 July 23.
Initial climb.
MSA is discussed in the airport.
4433.
Transition expecting 140. Via
to
Rudder,
Munich, well,
every point has been checked with the constraints and the spec constraints.
6,000 and squawk 4433,
Go
Lufthansa
ahead.
Juliet.
Straight ahead 5 miles. The ILS left. They set 290 radial from Sierra Yankee to 10
La
miles.
llegada está autorizada a
Left
Lampa, los
radial
Papa
234 from Charlie November Romeo
Lampados,
until 14 miles. And left 150 to Rockets
Easy,
1.6 X12 1.1 tons. So more or less
EC17 Delta
very
Mike,
good
this
with
is
the
flight level 200.
alternative.
200, easy 1 Delta
Perfect.
Mike.
Below mass landing weight,
Ryanair 34 Tango
landing
Mike, go ahead.
elevation 2000.
Requesting
Decelerating approach side, reverse low
Ryanair
auto
34
brake,
Tango Mike, the same, flight level
landing
300.
distance calculated
level
by
300.
getting Kilo 5,
Tango
landing
74 Kilo, radar
configuration
contact line, flight level 300.
3,500 more or less.
Level 300,
3,500.
Kilo.
Iberia 980 Lima airspace, just switch to the advisory 122A, adios.
Advisory 1228, Iberia 980, muchas gracias, ciao.
Runner 37 X-ray Golf.
And no other special or supplementary considerations. So, for the threads, okay, more or less heavy landing, heavyweight landing, gentle flare, elevation of the airport at 2000, so the task is gonna be a little bit higher than expected. This is on most probably 1 or 2 knots more on the approach, nothing else. Congested airport with parallel approaches. In case of breakaway maneuver, we are going to listen to the ATC and whatever they say to us. Apart from that, once taxiing, I look only outside during taxiing, you look outside and inside, giving me progressive taxi instructions. However, we have the expected taxi on the charts. Nothing else to say. There is Torrejon Airport as well, near Madrid, but the runway is placed in another way, so there is no need to worry about that. Nothing else. Nothing else on my side. So, more or less, we are at the same 8 miles, as we can see there, at 7 miles of descent. So, the ATC, suppose the ATC is clearing us down to flight level 210. Iberia 980, descent flight level 210. Descent 210, Iberia 980. Descent flight level 210 blue. Now that the aircraft is descending, it's time to proceed with the PA to the passengers. So, ladies and gentlemen, good day once more from the flight deck. We have just started our descent for landing in Madrid Airport Barajas. We are estimating on the ground in the next 25 minutes from now. The weather conditions here, according to the last report we have currently, very nice, however, very hot at the moment. Clear skies, the airport, the ground temperature has been reported at 35 degrees on the Celsius scale. From the flight deck, as well as on behalf of the whole crew, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you very much for flying with us today and to wish you a very pleasant stay in Madrid. Have a nice day. And with that out of the way, I have control once more, thrust idle, descending. There should be a new 80s as well. Keep an eye on this PFD. Perfect. 300 degrees, 8 knots. "35 degrees, QNH 104. This means as well, even though we have brake fans installed, in order not to burn out the brakes, we are going to use full reverse. There is nothing written actually in the airport briefing, so for this reason I will use full reverse in order not to burn the brakes. Perfect. Let me see. Yes, as I told you guys, reverse thrust is not prohibited at this time of the day. So we are going to use full reverse for the brakes. Perfect. Excellent. We are approaching Prado. And the ATC now is saying to us, Iberia 980, clear Prado 3 Delta arrival, descend according to the procedure, route B at or above 8,000, Madrid Altieri QNH 1014. Clear Prado 3 Delta arrival, descend according to the procedure, route B 8,000 or above the QNH of Madrid 1014, Iberia 980. Okay. So what I can do now is I can set 8,000, set QNH, well, QNH 1014, cross check, leaving 21,400. Now, check. And now, my fellow simmers, it's time to check on the landing how the new control system of BFU is behaving. So, fingers crossed. Here we are. We'll see. Let's check now also if we can choose our stand from now on. Madrid Airport. Perfect. Stand would be 364. Here's 64. Perfect. Iberia. And that's it. Now they should wait for us. We are all ready on the arrival. We are heading to Sirgu now. The speed would be 220. and between 140 and 10,000. There are some clouds over there. Anyway, the total air temperature is 15 degrees. Let's see how much is going to reduce with the reduction of the speed. What I want to say at the moment is that the descent management is very nice. Although we missed the speed limit at Sirgu, it's like how the real aircraft would behave. Most of the times it misses either the altitude constraint or the speed constraint, so as pilots we have to intervene for that. It would be set to above 8,000. I'm guessing now it's time to extend a little bit the speed brake. So extend the speed brake at half. Very smooth experience with this lossless scaling, my friends. Very smooth. I enjoy now flying Microsoft Flight Simulator. I really. Before that, I struggled with 20 to 40 frames. Now it's perfect. And now I forgot the speed brakes. Thank God we didn't get any ECAM. 10,000 feet checks. Seatbelts on, constrained ILS on both sides. And now we have Sierra Yankee identified, Charlie November Romeo identified. ILS, I don't think so yet. We'll see later on. 10,000 feet checks completed. Excellent approach checklist. Approach checklist. Barrow F, QNH 1014. QNH 1014. Seatbelts on. Good. Minimum. Barrow 2094. Auto brake. Auto brake low. Engine mode selector. Normal. Good. Approach checklist completed. Let's reduce the range a little bit. And now the ATC is saying to us, Iberia 980 via Rudder, clear ILS Zulu runway 32 right, report established. Descent according to the profile. Iberia 980 via Rudder, clear for the ILS Zulu 32 right, descent according to the profile, will report established. Good. Now approach Rudder. I'm gonna set the final descent point altitude, which is at 5,000 feet. So now we have 7,000 magenta, alt magenta. Good. And we have the cabin secure, I guess.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Traffic ritirante qua
Perfect. Cabin secure. Check. Thank you. $1,000 to go. Check. And the ILS has been identified. Very good. Six hours the magenta now. And alt magenta. Check. So I will leave the NT rates to 20 miles in order to maintain better situational awareness. Now it's time for the final turn, more or less. Expecting the approach phase to activate by itself, and 5,000 blue. Check. Lock blue initially. Flaps 1, speed check. Flaps 1. Lock start. Glide slope blue. Cut the dual AP1 plus 2. Glide slope start. 6000 blue. Perfect. Barajas traffic Iberia 980 established ILS Zulu 32 right 11.5 DME. Barajas. Now the speed is not going to go down. For this reason, I will go with non-standard gear down at 9 miles, let's say. Let's initially select speed 160 to have downward bend area alive. Gear down on standard. Gear down. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Thank you. What we are looking for here, guys, is to be with final landing configuration and with the engines pulled up at 1000 feet, AGM. So at 3000 here in my bar. Very nice. Flaps 2, speed check. Flaps 2. Flaps 3, speed check. Flaps 3, speed managed. Flaps full, speed check, flaps full. Landing checklist CKM. Landing no blue. Landing checklist completed. Barajas traffic Iberia 980, 4 miles final feet to right. Barajas. And now I'm gonna go with 2 knots more. Full reverse as discussed. Iberia 980, wind is at 300 degrees 8 knots, runway 3 to right, clear to land. Runway 3 to right, clear to land. Iberia 980. Okay, the engines have spooled up. Right, exactly on time.
1000.
Stabilize. And now it's time to take the aircraft manually and check all this about the landing performance of the new update. So, manual flight, autopilot off. Let's see.
Minimum.
Continue. A little bit lower of the glide.
100. 20, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Spoilers. Reverse the T-cell. knots. We missed kilo 5. Let's go kilo 4. start the timer for the reverse. And as discussed, kilo 4 and then alpha. Alpha should be the first convenient to the left. Madrid traffic Iberia 980 runway 32 right vacate. Madrid. Very nice. Let's prepare the aircraft for the next flight. And the glides off. Stroke off as well. 1, 2, 3. We have to taxi as well. Panic lights off and spoilers reset. That's the signal for the TM2 to start the after landing guidance. So gonna be flaps 1 due to the 35 degrees. Otherwise, it's possible to get a wing leak warning on the fleet monitoring computers. Next to the left is alpha. Very good. Three minutes already relaxed. In a little bit, we will go with single engine taxiing. Now it's time to start the ABUs. Very good. APU is starting. Well, guys, to sum up, for the landing, what I'm gonna say as well is that the aircraft behaves perfectly and as it should behave. Of course, this happens if you follow the Fenix instructions to reset the sensitivities of the flight controls and to put them in linear. Maybe if you want, you can add a little bit of dead zone, but 0.1, 1% maximum, and that would do the job. The aircraft flies perfectly. Perfectly, more than perfectly. I'm very pleased with the work they have done. The only thing I have to try right now, once more, is the weather radar. Once we are in an area with weather. nothing, really nothing to complain about. Really nothing. Looks like difficult to commence a one-engine taxi procedure since there are a lot of uphills and downhills here in Madrid. Let's accelerate a little bit the aircraft and then we are gonna try once more. I think, guys, I'm going to wait until Alpha 1-4. And later on. The brake temperature is at a very good level. That's because we use full reverse. Using full reverse actually, and in addition to the spoilers, makes a significant decelerating work. For that, it actually takes all the energy of the braking initially from the from the wheel brakes. That's why we use it. This way, as you can see, the temperatures are kept in a very good level, despite the fact that we had 35 degrees Celsius right now in Madrid. It's very hot, very humid, I would say. Next to the left is Alpha 1-4. Very good. Clear right, clear left. And then proceeding next to the right hotel until Delta.
Madrid traffic, Iberia 0191, taxiing to holding point runway 36.
I must say also about the sounds of this update, because I've heard a lot from a lot of people that they are not good, they are weird or something. For me, they are working perfect, as they should be as well. Here, I have nothing to complain about. Once more. Let's go now with single engine taxi procedure. Entry 2 shutdown, confirm. Number 2, confirm. Good. The electric hydraulic pump as well. Let's check here that it's working. Very nice. And now we're slowly taxiing to the gate. Oh, it's decelerating. Very nice. Don't do that now. Don't do that now, please. Please. Let's see if 30% is enough to taxi the plane. Thank God it's enough. Second to the right is Delta. The scenery is perfect, I must say as well. Well done to the Latin VFR guys. I like it a lot. Now the only thing we care, apart from traffic of course, is for the plane to not be stopped. Otherwise we will have issues. Make it again taxi. T64 should be somewhere to the left right now. T66, the next one is C64, lights off. Lights off.
Okay, traffic, Iberia, 5 kilo Yankee, command push and start for up, runway 36 left, stand 5.1.
Let's go slowly. Cabin crew, doors
Madrid
down
traffic,
and
Iberia 0191, lining up 36 left.
nice and slowly. Stop. Parking brake set. Flat 0. Flat 0. Otherwise, the refueling guys are not going to refuel the aircraft. Most of them, they are afraid. Flat 0. Yellow electric pump off. Yellow electric pump off. APU available, shutting down number 1. Very good. So, same 2 items, 2000 standby. All pumps off. Reboard, of course. And below 10% and slight disarmed. So, beacon off, seatbelts off.
The boarding requested.
The APU bleed on. Let's set external power on. Parking checklist, parking record SOX. Parking brake set. SOX are in place. Engines. Let's see, off. Beacon and strobe lights, wing lights, off. Fuel pumps off. Parking checklist completed. Now a couple of more items, guys, in order to leave the plane as intended to be left for the next crew. So, turning off those ACP knobs. Okay, just a tip here. There are some guys that they leave the mic button to hinder. The reason for that is that in case you have a stuck mic, the only one which is going to be affected is going to be the guys in the headphone and not the VHF1, neither the VHF1 nor the VHF2 or someone else. And that's the reason for that. Personally, I prefer to leave them as they are right now. With that completed, let's wait for the passengers to deboard the plane. Perfectly, very nice. Let's also switch off the APU bleed and connect the PCA. And let's switch off the APU as well. We won't need it anymore. Now we can set the flight mode to off. We can set the iPad to sleep. Let's go for the captain as well. And again to sleep. So, guys, now after the flight completed, again once more, what I can say is that the guys at Phoenix have done a perfect job at the moment. I'm pleased with their work, and I'm looking forward for the next of their projects like the NEO initially and the rest. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Feel free, please, to send any recommendations or any flights you want me to fly for you, especially with the A320 family. And that's it. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you very much.